Mabuhay, Kamustika, welcome. How are you? This is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. How will a Filipina handle making her own money in America? It is a biblical principle that whomever is faithful in little is faithful in much also. I have seen this to be true with my Filipina wife. If you are interested in pursuing a Filipina, be prepared for her to have very little in finances that she owns, and what she may have, she probably has to distribute to the rest of the family. This video applies to working Filipinas. It may be in the back of your mind, how will your Filipina respond to having some wealth, yours plus what she earns? Subscribe to Love Beyond the Sea. This is a channel for higher Phil West education. There are plenty of things you need to be prepared for when you marry someone from so far away, like the Philippines. Now, when I married my wife, I was 53. As I was getting older, I thought, well, maybe I should just, marry a woman who was my age and more financially secure. After all, I thought I had missed out on so much of my life by then that if I did eventually get married, she might as well be financially secure. Then maybe we could have money to go places in retirement. There was another side of me that wanted to marry someone who was poor, who didn't have a lot of material wealth, and give her a better life, give her opportunities. I had no idea this would become possible by pursuing a woman from the Philippines. I had no idea that I would ever do that. I remember my wife telling me one day, I don't have much money, but I have my integrity. That was one of those moments I was drawn closer to her. I should add that now that she has money, she still has her integrity. Her net worth went beyond having money to me. Here is some of her net worth that I consider to me. She is my companion, my lover. She is very generous, and I like that and encourage that. She's an excellent daughter-in-law to my mother. She has great character. She's my very best friend. She definitely has a high net worth to me beyond money, and in fact has made me a wealthier man because of it. Here are some ways my Filipino wife has proven faithful in little, and why I think she will continue to be faithful in much. She hasn't had much money, but she will use what she has for necessities like food, clothing, shelter. Some people will still squander what little they have, but she earned what she had, and she realized where it needed to go. Now in America, she is still going to be aware of the needs of others and want to help them. She will still be unselfish. She hasn't forgotten her family now that she is living in what would be comparable luxury. She will prioritize what she has earned. Even though she wasn't making a lot in the Philippines compared to now over here, she had developed the habit of making priorities with her money. My wife is still careful about what she buys and, of course, looks for sales. She has been faithful in little, so she has learned to not be wasteful with what she has. She saves leftover food and keeps things as long as they still have utility. Now I do the same thing. She will take care of her things, her possessions, because she learned that value while working in the Philippines. She will make things last a long time, just like her clothes. In fact, she still has clothes in the closet she brought from the Philippines, and that was like 5.5 years ago when she got here. And those have sentimental value to me, since I recall many photos of her wearing them before she immigrated here. She will be resourceful, making things last by finding additional uses for them, which she learned to do in the Philippines. She has proven faithful in much by not being spoiled or feeling entitled simply because she is an American now, and in fact she's an American citizen. Naturally, she still helps her family. That is the number one reason that that a woman from the Philippines wants to marry a foreigner. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You have to be realistic. That doesn't mean that she won't be a great wife or want somebody to be a great husband. The sooner you can accept that, the better your chances with marrying a sweet and caring and frugal Filipina. She will love you, but she has always been with her family from the start. She will still enjoy buying things for herself, of course, like jewelry, purses, watches, whatever gadgets she finds appealing. My wife even bought a car when our work, arrangement and schedule changed. My philosophy is that her money is our money and the money I earn is our money too. She usually talks to me before buying something that is a little more expensive. Some things you can do to help her to be faithful in much is to teach her things like how to write checks and how to pay bills online. You can also emphasize saving money, as this is something she might not have had the chance to do in the Philippines. You can help her with long-range planning, such as making her aware how Social Security works, how a 401k works. If you have an IRA, how that works, and if you have a financial advisor, by all means, bring your wife with you so she can learn about how to manage what will be hers one day. While being able to work in a foreign country will be more profitable for a Filipina, I think you should still discourage her from overworking. She might feel that a 40-hour work week, that's nothing. When my wife has plans for the money she makes, whatever they are, she routinely can work 60 hours in a week, with 20 of it being overtime. She can be very focused when she has a goal. She would probably extend that if that wasn't the limit imposed by her employer. She is still young and energetic enough, but I still need to keep an eye on how she is doing. I make sure to encourage her to get ample rest. I hope that faithful in little, faithful in much describes your love beyond the sea.